Have you ever wondered what happens after the affair? Not to the couple, but to the people left in the wreckage. Today, we're diving into one of the most beautifully fragile and emotionally complex queer Chinese short films, last year's Fireworks. It's a story that begins not with romance, but with a strange, almost morbid curiosity. The story centers on Qingqing, a young woman about to leave her small hometown for a new life. But before she goes, she finds herself drawn to an unlikely person, Peng. Who is Peng? She's the woman who was married to the man Qingqing's mother had an affair with. Qingqing's initial impulse is simple. She just wants to see what this woman's life is like after the divorce, after the scandal that rippled through her own family. She wants to peek into the life of the person on the other side of her mother's transgression. But what starts as a quiet observation from a distance soon transforms into something far more profound. As Qingqing gets closer to Peng, her curiosity melts away, replaced by a sincere and earnest affection. She falls in love. This isn't a dramatic, explosive romance. It's gentle, quiet, and layered with unspoken feelings. Qingqing, with all the idealism of her 22 years, sees a future. She doesn't just want a summer fling. She wants a life with this woman. In a moment of pure, hopeful courage, she proposes that Peng leave their small town behind and move with her to the city. To her, it's a real, tangible dream. This is where the story's central tension comes alive. Peng is not as free as Qingqing. She's older. She carries the weight of a failed marriage, the public humiliation of a divorce, and the quiet judgment of their community. While Qingqing represents a bright, hopeful future, Peng is still tethered to her past. She's hesitant. Her reluctance isn't a rejection of Qingqing, but a reflection of her own internal battle. She's cautious, perhaps afraid to trust in a love that feels so beautiful yet so forbidden. Their relationship is caught between Qingqing's passionate desire and Peng guarded restraint. And then, just as their fragile intimacy seems to be solidifying, a single phone call shatters the illusion. We don't need to know the exact words spoken. The call itself acts as a brutal intrusion of the real world into their delicate bubble. It's a stark reminder of responsibilities, of history, of all the reasons why their shared dream might be impossible. The hopeful future Qingqing envisioned is suddenly derailed, and a painful distance grows between them. This moment is the emotional core of the film. It is the point where idealism crashes against the hard wall of reality. The title itself, Last Year's Fireworks, is a perfect metaphor for their relationship. Think about it. Fireworks are dazzling, breathtakingly beautiful, and fill the sky with light and hope. But they are also incredibly fleeting. They burn brightly for a moment and then fade into memory, leaving behind only the echo of their brilliance. That's Qingqing and Peng summer. It's a period of intense, shining connection, full of longing and a desperate desire for something more. But one that seems destined to become just a beautiful memory. Last year's Fireworks. The story doesn't end with that summer though. It jumps forward 1 year. We find Qingqing in the city, living the life she had planned, but alone. She has moved on, building a new chapter without Peng. It feels bittersweet, a quiet acknowledgement of a love that couldn't survive the transition from a dream to reality. The ending seems to confirm that their connection was as transient as those fireworks. But then, the film gives us a final, tantalizing glimmer of hope. In the closing moments, there's a hint of contact. A text message appears on Qingqing's phone from Peng. The exact content is left ambiguous, but the implication is powerful. It suggests that while their shared future didn't happen as planned, the connection hasn't been completely severed. It whispers that Peng misses her too, that the memory of that summer still burns brightly for both of them. This open-ended conclusion is what makes last year's Fireworks so impactful. It doesn't offer a simple happily ever after, because life, especially for relationships that defy societal norms, is rarely that simple. Instead, it leaves us with a feeling of hopeful uncertainty. Their story isn't over, it's just unresolved. It honors the idea that some connections are so profound they don't need a neat ending to be meaningful. They can exist in the what-ifs, in the lingering memories, and in the quiet hope that maybe, just maybe, their paths will cross again. This film is a masterful piece of storytelling, showcasing a queer relationship with a delicate, realistic touch that is often missing from mainstream media. It explores the complexities of love born from a complicated past, the clash between youthful idealism and mature caution, and the enduring power of a memory. It's a story that reminds us that some of the most beautiful moments in our lives are the fleeting ones, the ones that shine brightly for a short time but stay with us forever. Thank you so much for watching and exploring this beautiful story with me. What did you think of the ending? Do you believe they have a future together, or is their love meant to remain a beautiful memory? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into incredible films. See you next time.